Hello, you beautiful legends, and welcome to Blunt Force Healing Podcast. This is episode number 721. And as you can probably see, the clues around, I'm at Rosnaula again. Nothing surprising in recent 2-3 months since we started our business with the sauna. I am currently deployed for the morning Sunday sessions, but as this project is meant to, or it's designed to, this is the back journaling, so I'll be talking about yesterday. And also, just a reminder, especially for those of you that are new to the project or you're watching the first time, day 721 means that it's 721 consecutive days without a day off or anything like that, that podcasting and blogging every single day. And there was no single day that I didn't write a blog post and record the episode, either in audio or video. Obviously, it's video for a long time already, but initially when I started, it was audio only in terms of a podcast. So yesterday was quite an interesting day. We started early in the morning. On Saturday, deployed the sauna. Julian stayed home. He did a couple of things and played games while we were at the beach. The weather was amazing from the very start. It was quite cool in terms of the little breeze, and in general was fairly quiet on the beach, which we were kind of surprised by, but we like when it's not crowded. We had a couple of customers in the morning. I think Elizabeth enjoyed a bit of a walk. We got some coffee and snacks from the bakery shack, and it was fairly quiet morning, but it was a good start in terms of revenue. It's usually not the best in the morning. It's better in the evenings, especially when the weather is good and the temperatures are high. And the last 2 days were just bloody amazing in terms of sunny weather. It's like we got the proper summer for 2 days after all these months of misery. And once we wrapped up, we drove to Donegal town, back home. I went on some shopping and made sure that, we have the groceries and everything ready for the dinner. But then we decided that we have enough food from the last day, so we still had a nice chicken breast fried on the pan. So what I did, I just basically made chicken burgers out of it, with some nice sauce and dressing and extra stuff inside. So we didn't have to do the dinner, which was great to have. And then we wanted to deploy sauna for the evening a little bit earlier. So we prepared the sauna and went basically straight to Rosnaula. So nothing special happened yesterday in terms of we didn't do any hikes or any out of the ordinary stuff. But the evening turned really busy because I knew that there will be plenty of cars, and I was a little bit worried because the tide was coming and peaking at probably about 9:20 p.m. So I was afraid that we might not be able to operate in a single place or start at the beach, and then it might be necessary to drive off. And if we drive off, we won't have space on the ramp. So I knew it will be quite busy, but it was probably the busiest I've ever seen Rosnaula, and you need to take under consideration that we are operating on the quieter end of the beach. The other end, closer to hotel and those amenities, that was packed, and you could see it from a distance. And it's probably about a mile difference between where we operate and where the other side is, and you could easily see that it's just jammed. And when we arrived here, the tide was still out fairly, fairly far, and there was a lot of strand uncovered. And usually on that beach, you would see a row of cars. I'll just show you, basically. At the moment, you can see the row of cars along the shore, and still a bit of strand, but it's still quite wide. And but usually you have one row of cars, max two. Yesterday it was 3 rows of cars, and the cars were kind of parking not only in the rows along the shore, but there were cars like if you go towards the hotel along the strand, there are boys with the line that are kind of bordering the soft sand and kind of safe area for families and surf schools. So people kind of parked perpendicular to that as well, to that boys, which was crazy. I have never seen this beach that crowded. So we found a spot just by the ramp. I pulled a little bit off to make sure that I'm as close as possible to the rocks, because I knew that tide is coming back. So I wanted to be in a single spot, not necessarily move as long as possible. And yeah, we started getting customers. We had a couple of bookings, so it started being quite busy. And later on, it was such a demand that I had to call off, I think, at least 3 bookings, because we didn't have spaces. It was getting dark, the tide was very close, so I needed to turn around and park parallel to the shore, close to the ramp, to have some time and make sure that the tide doesn't reach us before we need to get out. But fortunately, as I was watching the tide, it didn't go that far, so I didn't have to move the car anymore and the sauna. So we stayed at the beach, and in between the customers, which we had plenty, and it's always good thing to have, it turned out that just by the ramp also was Julian's friend, the schoolmate, that came with father and a couple of other kids. So they played football, they went to the water and did some bodyboarding, and it was nice for Julian to have friend close by, so he could spend some time, because it's usually only like the play dates, or when they are at school, or when he's playing soccer somewhere with drum bar, that he has interaction with other kids. Other than that, it's only online, and it's only when he's at home he's with us. So yeah, it was a great day. We came late. Elizabeth stayed in the sauna in the dark. I also warmed myself up. It got very cold in the evening once the sun was set. So very pleasant evening, very nice day, and in terms of revenue, one of the best ones, so I can't complain. So that's pretty much it. That's the update. Thank you very much for being here and tuning to this project. It's not the sexiest or most entertaining, because it's a journal. Not everyone likes the journals. Have a great rest of the day, afternoon or evening, wherever you are. Stay tuned, and see you again tomorrow.